Everybody, Rob Ferretti here at the 2016 New York International Auto Show, and you have one guarantee when you watch Rob's Auto Show video: you're only going to see what Rob likes. What's wrong with that? It's all the cool shit. Let's go for a walk. So Nissan updated their Skyline with slight visual tweaks and an interior redesign, and I still really don't care about it. However, how do you make me talk about it? You put a bunch of the old cool Nissan Skylines that I do like in front of it. Here we have the 34, 33, 32. You got the old school ones over there. All pretty cool cars that I would like to own at some point in time, as long as the prices don't go crazy. But if you look in the back there, there's a new orange something. If you like to win drag races, you can go buy one of those. Always worth a look at the New York Auto Show is the Acura booth, where they have the same NSX display that they've been teasing for 6 years. Still not in production for delivery, but the orders are finally in. And the worst part about that is they've been teasing it for so long, they've already put an idea of what the better looking version is going to look like behind it with the race car, because they've announced that they're going to make different versions of the NSX, because this first one looks so meh. Let's go somewhere else. All right, and then we take a quick stop over at the Audi booth, where they found a way to make the R8 better, but uglier. They sort of lost the side blade on it. I don't like really what they did to the front and the rear. They're really overusing this big giant grille in the front, sort of like how Aston Martin, they all sort of look alike, because you got the big freaking grille on the front of that. I'm not sold. I'm sure they made a better car, but to me, eh. It's not often that the highlight of a New York Auto Show is a Ford. It's really rare for that to be 2 years in a row. One of the highlights here, the Ford GT, which, as I said, I would like to purchase one. They still don't have the purchase link or anything. There's people that claim they're getting it. Who knows? I may own one of these. I may not. Ford, you have my email address. You want to make something happen? What do you think, huh? I'll drive it. I'll enjoy it. I'll make lots of videos of it. It's still cool looking. I love it. So behind me is the ViperACR. It's one of the few cars in this building that I'm actually intrigued as to how it drives. Why? Because I own the last generation ACR, which I love the way it looked. It just sucked on the street. So if they addressed and fixed those problems for the new generation, I may be a buyer. I'm curious. I'm not a journalist. I don't give a shit about the Mazdas. I'm going to show you what you want to see. Like me drinking coffee. And by the way, Buick makes better coffee than they do cars. That's what I got to say about that. Okay, nobody cares about Buick, but if you hear something in the background, it's somebody talking about Buick. So you're not missing much. Here next to me is the 911R, which I really liked because it was Porsche's response to everybody saying, yeah, the GT3 is cool, but we really want to have a manual car. You're Porsche, you should be making manual cars. And this was their response, a purist version of the new 991 GT3 without the wing, like sort of a wolf in sheep's clothing, 911R. And I get to get in it. And I'm sort of curious how it's like. Shivam has an order on one of these. Whether or not they actually will deliver him the car or not is yet to be found. But let's see what we think. The reason I'm paying attention to this car and actually getting in it is A, because nobody tackled me for doing so, and B, I am thinking about getting the next generation GT3, or actually the new 991.2 GT3, which will come in a manual gearbox. So this is the gearbox with the clutch that I will get, and the clutch and the gearbox is actually much less. Mine is very clunky. It's a shorter throw, very clunky. It's racy, and it's got a very heavy clutch. This one doesn't have that. This is a little bit more user-friendly and drivable, and honestly, no radios, sort of like my Cobra R. I'd be really excited to own this. If Shivam gets one, high five to him. But this is a preview to me of the next GT3, and I'm so happy with my GT3, I'm looking forward to getting the new one. And 6 speeds, not like the new Porsche. It's got like this Fast and the Furious 13th gear up on the right there. 6 gears, that's all you need, 6 forward gears. I like it. I like when a car manufacturer builds a car that people want to buy. So I like to come to the show on press days because normally during a public show, this booth is non-existent. You cannot see it. There's 20 people deep in every direction on every rail. And here, you walk right up. There's a Bugatti. Nobody's taking a picture of it. It's really rare. Coming on press days every year, they give you coffee, they give you like all this like food, soda, snacks. I get to run into a bunch of people that I usually don't see more than a couple of times a year. So it's nice to bump into some people, rub shoulders with some celebrities, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean. And then I get to check out the cars without anyone around. Makes for some cool footage. All right, and let's finish with the highlight of the show. For me, we've got the Koenigsegg 1-to-1 behind me, the Regera right behind that. And you guys know me, I like Koenigsegg's, and I like them just because they're awesome. I like this car more than the Regera, mainly because I just don't understand how it works. The Regera, Christian von Koenigsegg is brilliant. Like, I don't get intimidated by many people, but he is clearly smarter than me, and when I'm talking to him, I know that and I feel stupid. I don't like that feeling. The Regera, to me, is like thinking about the depths of outer space. It just doesn't work. It hurts my head, and I just like, And so that's probably why I like this one better. I was just talking to Christian a few minutes ago, and I want to try to get to Koenigsegg in Sweden to drive that car, hopefully like August, September, after adventure drives. So I'm excited. Hopefully I understand it after that. It's only got one gear in it, which is really weird. Like one gear. So it's like, imagine, and if you have one gear, it's got to be 6th gear. So your car only has 1 6th gear. Making it move, I don't know, it's very difficult for me to comprehend how to make something like that so fast. He's done it, which is why he's much smarter than I am, and he gives us this, which is the highlight of the show by far. I'm gonna just let you look at that for a minute because it's awesome. I'm going to step out of the shot and we're gonna look at that for like at least 20 seconds. Enjoy. All right, everybody, thanks for walking the show with me. We will catch you next year where we'll be able to see the same NSX on display and talk about why the R8s aren't selling very well. See you next time.